Hi, what's your question today?
Did you create the Amara Cabal out of the image of elves?
You know what? They do kind of feel elvish for a couple of reasons. One is because they have these long lifespans, but they have the long lifespans for a different reason, right? I mean, the Amara Cabal, they're reborn over and over. When the seed, they have a seed at the base of their skull. When that pops out, it pops out when they die. And if you plant it, they regrow into their young adult form and live again. And so theoretically, if that seed keeps surviving and getting replanted, these guys can have this really extended lifetime. The seed preserves their memories. And so in that way, they're similar to elves. I think some of the differences would be that they're very human-like otherwise. And so it's sort of like it's this human culture where they've learned to really value simplicity because they, with their long lives, I think they've learned that an uncomplicated life is the simplest way to live. And so it was fun to try to imagine what this culture might be if these guys lived so darn long. But yeah, I mean, I could see why you would tie it to elves because of the long lifespan, a race with a long, long lifespan.
Okay, thanks for the question. And we have another student on standby waiting with another question. Hi.
Great.
Hi, my name's Miss Joaquin. Hi, Mr. Mull.
Hi.
I've been wondering, what inspired you to start writing fantasy, for Beyonders and Fablehaven?
Okay, great question. What inspired me in general to write fantasy? Most writers I know, at least, or myself as a writer, I'm a writer because I love to read. And the kind of books that just always really got me going were books with big imagination and big adventure. Books like Narnia and Lord of the Rings and Harry Potter. Books where heroic characters do amazing things. And so when I daydream, when I try to make up stories, that's where my head goes. My head goes to fantasy. I daydream about dragons and high stakes and life and death situations, and try to imagine different types of heroes and how they'd react in different situations. In general, and I write it for young readers largely because I loved Harry Potter so much. I love that with those young main characters I could make my story connect with young readers and then write it smart so that the parents could like it too, so a whole family could read it and enjoy it.
And we have another student. Hi, what
Great.
is your question?
Does the Pythoness actually look like a snake, or is she like a regular person?
That's a good question. Yeah, there's kind of an oracle or like a prophetic figure in the book called the Pythoness. And Pythoness is actually a real word. It's an old word that was used for oracles or soothsayers. So even though it sounds like she'd be like a snake lady, she's supposed to just be like a humanish character. In fact, she's related to the blind king. And the Pythoness thing is just that was kind of an archaic word that we don't use anymore that means somebody who is like an oracle, somebody who can see the future.
And they're telling me the questions keep coming. We have another waiting. Hi, what is
Great.
your question?
Hi, Mr. Mull. My name is Kevin. And what inspired you to make the word?
The word in general. Yeah. I knew we had to have a way to let a kid, this kid's not a warrior, and so we had to have some sort of way where this kid could feel like he could contend against an evil emperor. And the word became sort of his weakness, his Achilles heel. It was a world where, when I created Lyrian, magic words were important. The magic system was kind of based on a language that was tied into the language of creation, a language that's understood by energy and matter that a wizard could use to change things or manipulate the natural environment. And so it seemed, given that magic words were so important, it seemed reasonable that there might be a magic word that could be a powerful weapon against this evil emperor.